Okay, so this is actually trying to loop it all back up for you. And I know that I'm doing this very quickly, but I want to make sure that you can see that this is really just about breaking things down to make it simple for you. What I have in these other 3 tabs are in fact each of your services or products. And the reason why I do that is because it's important to actually start to make notes. If you actually have a product that has a point of sale and there's something that's actually happening for a particular period, it's good to say that January, this was released as a new product. Now, the reason why you use this as a point of reference so that you can write notes is because you'll start to look for patterns. And so it's really important that you have something to actually go back to. If it's a product, so therefore you are buying something, what you want to do is understand what the net profit is for that particular item. So I go through and customize that particular sheet so that I know at the end of the day what it is that I'm actually making per product. Now, you'll see in here that it's not just about the product itself. Sometimes people actually have an idea that if I buy it for this amount and I sell it for that amount, then that's it, that's the net profit that's in between. However, there are a lot of other expenses. And whilst I don't identify here your normal operating costs, because I have that in my budget, this identifies the specific product and costs associated to what that item is. So if there are additional costs, time, of staff actually spending around that particular item, build that in separately. Allow for shipping costs. Now, you'll notice that I also have 2 comments here. I factor in if there is actually any wastage, damage, any sort of items. Now, from the onset, that's probably not going to be something that you can identify. However, you do want to track that. And also actually have a look, are there any implications if there are delays? So have you had to offer a discount because something has actually not arrived when it was meant to? So you will see here that whilst we have this item as a point of sale at $790, your actual profit is $493. Now I'm using the same item, but I'm creating a promotion for it. And that might be that you have excess stock and you want to move it. And so therefore you are prepared to offer a discount. So in this particular case, we're offering a 15% discount. So again, what you're doing here is carrying forward your actual costs from the previous sheet. Again, anything that you change here, you're minimizing the amount of work that you have to do by carrying that figure forward. Okay, now I just want to highlight that for you. I'm picking up the figure, as you can see from the top, from the previous sheet. So when you're creating this sort of a spreadsheet so that you really know your numbers, it's about putting in the formulas and making sure that all the figures actually line up, and it makes it easy as you go on. Now I'm going to actually go back right to the beginning and give you another tip. For me, it is not just about doing a budget. It's actually about tracking that too. So you'll see as I unhide this, I also do an actual to budget, and then I track the variances. This is really important because what this does is it gives you insight about what you thought was going to happen to what actually did happen. Now, again, don't be daunted by this. This is something that I actually do as part of the strategy, whether it's a strategy, for your whole business, or whether they are strategy blocks that we set aside to actually make sure that you understand your numbers. So again, we actually build in to allow you at a quick vision to see whether you are ahead of schedule or whether you are in fact underestimating some of your expenses. And the same thing goes for your cash flow. We do exactly the same thing. This is so important, guys. I can't actually stress enough. Once you know your numbers, you'll never look at your business with the same sort of lenses. You'll be so insightful about how you make decisions. I go to great lengths to actually do this for new businesses, just as much as I do for businesses that have been in operation for 20 years. So it's not about your skill set. It is really about breaking things down and making it easier for you. And I'm very passionate about sharing that sort of knowledge. So I hope you have actually found this segment very helpful.